Back when I was 18 years old, living in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, I knocked on Antonio Brown's door. All-star football player. Everybody in Pittsburgh knew him. He was the biggest name around town, and I knocked on his door when I was 18 years old, and it changed my life, and it made me become rich. Now, I didn't actually speak to Antonio Brown. I've never met Antonio Brown, but simply by knocking on his door, it was the gateway into me becoming wealthy, me making millions and millions of dollars early on in my 20s, me driving $1 million drop top SVJs. And the same thing that made me rich by knocking on Antonio Brown's door, a lot of you watching this video probably have inside of you. And you probably have done similar things that if you would understand this is step one to becoming rich, you would start walking in your purpose and making a lot of money. Now, the reason I knocked on Antonio Brown's door is because when I was in high school, every time I would get a regular job, for example, I worked at pizza shops, I worked at suit stores, measuring people for their suits. I worked as a caddy at a golf course. Every time I had a normal job where I was paid hourly and someone was telling me, this is when you have to be here, this is what you have to wear, and this is how much we're gonna pay you, and it wasn't up to me, I hated that. Something inside my heart, just me as a person, hated being told what to do and hated when someone else called the shots and got to choose how much money I made. From a young age, I never even knew anything about entrepreneurship. I never knew anything about sales. I didn't know anything about the matrix or nothing like that. Just deep inside my heart, the type of person I am is that was not for me. I was cut out from a cloth where I want to decide how much money I make. I don't want anyone telling me what to do. I want to make my own rules, my own schedule, and pick how much money I earn. I think it's the same reason I failed out of school. I'm not stupid, but I hated when teachers would tell me to go do homework when I get home from school. I'm like, I'm not listening to you. I'm gonna do the exact opposite. That's the type of person I've always been. Stubborn, hard-headed, and just wanted to go against the grain. Do what everyone else did not do. And that led me to, when I was 18 years old, I needed money, but I'm like, I'm not gonna work at a pizza shop for 10 bucks an hour. So I started a car detailing business. I had no idea how to detail a car. All I knew was, if I buy a vacuum and a steam machine and some wipes, I can go knock on people's doors and say, hey, I'll clean your car for 100 bucks, and they'll pay me, and I'll make $100 in 1 hour rather than $10 in an hour working at a pizza shop. No one taught me how to do this. I call this the FIO muscle, the figure it out muscle, which is something a lot of successful people have in common. You just learn to figure it out, and you're hungry enough, and your natural hunger to make a lot of money gives you creative ideas and gives you the courage to execute those ideas. See, most people would be like, I don't want to knock on strangers' doors. That's a little weird. That's going to make me uncomfortable. Or they're like, it's much easier if I just go work at the pizza shop where I don't have to get creative. I don't have to, risk the potential opportunity of not making money. You see, when you detail cars and you knock on people's doors to get your clients, you're going to have people be rude to you. It's going to be uncomfortable. And there's a chance you make no money if everyone tells you no. But that's not how successful people think. Successful people think, and what I thought is, if you open your door, I'm convincing you to let me clean your car. I don't care what you say. I'm gonna get in your car and I'm gonna clean it, and you're gonna give me your money. So there is no risk. There's only a risk if you're full of fear and you're a beta. But if you're hungry and you've got that FIO muscle, no matter what you do, as long as you're hungry enough, you're always gonna be able to figure out a way to make some money. But anyway, I started a car detailing business when I was in high school. I printed out flyers. I spent every penny to my name printing out flyers. You can actually look up my old car detailing's Instagram. It's 412.mobile.detailing. I had thousands of flyers, and what I would do after school, instead of doing homework, I would ride my bicycle to the richest neighborhoods in the town over, and I would knock on doors from 4 p.m. till 10 p.m. at night, passing out my flyers. And if they didn't answer the door, I'd put it in their mailbox. And one of the most rich, wealthy neighborhoods that I knew of was Antonio Brown's neighborhood in Pittsburgh, where he lived and a couple other of the Pittsburgh Steelers lived. And I was already thinking of marketing and using influence to get me more clients. So I'm like, if I can get Antonio Brown to answer his door, I'll tell him I'll clean his car for free if he posts me on his Instagram. Because if he posts me on his Instagram, all of Pittsburgh's gonna see me, and I'm gonna be able to clean everybody's cars in Pittsburgh. This is just how I thought. I never actually got a hold of Antonio Brown, but it's the internal thought and the internal hunger and the internal ability to get creative, use your mind, and get out there and get after it. Those same skill sets have made me wealthy in sales, because when it comes to sales, it's eat what you kill. So when my company gave me leads, it's not like I'm just calling the leads and if they don't answer, going to the next. No, I'm using websites to look up their family members. I'm trying to call their family members to get a hold of them. I'm looking up their Instagrams, their Facebooks, doing whatever it takes to get a hold of them. And then once I get a hold of them, I'm doing whatever it takes to use that person to get me more people to go sell life insurance to. Maybe it's, hey, I'll give you a $25 gift card if you convince your brother to buy a policy off me. Or, hey, post me on your Instagram so all your friends see I sell life insurance and let me go sell your friends. It's getting creative, it's marketing, it's hunger, it's sales. And it started with when I was in high school, not being okay with the status quo, not getting the average job, and getting out there, betting on myself and making it happen. So fast forward, I started getting clients because I was the one knocking on doors, getting people to let me clean their cars. And then I started thinking, oh my goodness, wait, I'm charging $100 an hour to clean this car. I could pay one of my friends $20 an hour to go clean it for me. My friend gets to keep the 20 and I get to keep the extra 80. And then all I have to do is go get more clients. If I can have 10 clients in a day, I don't have enough time just as me to clean 10 cars in a day. But if I have 10 people working for me and I pay them $20 per car, but I charge $100 per car, I'm making $800 a day without having to clean a car. And I started to figure these things out in high school. And it started with knocking on doors, knocking on Antonio Brown's door, getting out there and making it happen. You see, when you get into something, you don't have the perfect plan in place all the time right away. But with that natural hunger built up inside you, you always find a way to figure it out. Hungry dogs always find a way to eat. So if you're hungry and you get yourself into an opportunity that has no cap, just like detailing cars, it really had no cap. There's millions and millions and millions of cars in the United States. So if I wanted to, I could make the biggest, baddest car detailing company in the United States. And it would come from a lot of marketing, a lot of cold door knocking, using referral programs to get more clients, finding people that I can pay to clean the cars cheaper than what I'm charging for the cars so I can keep the override. And it's the same thing when I got into this sales opportunity. Now I sell life insurance. Why is it better? Because I get to do it from home. I don't have to be on the doors, knocking on random strangers' doors while they're eating dinner. I get to do it from the comfort of my home, which means I have access to the whole entire country. When I was detailing cars, I only had access to the people's houses that were within biking distance. When I got into this virtual sales, hence the shirt, now I've got access to the entire country because everything's done through Zoom. So I can get clients in Pittsburgh, I can get clients in Miami, I can get clients in Arizona, all without leaving the comfort of my home. On top of that, when I'm growing my sales team and hiring people to sell life insurance, and then as the team leader, I make money off the team sales as well, which if you join our team, you can sell life insurance and you can also grow your own team to where you'd make money off your team sales as well. Now I can hire all over the country. So that's all it is. I'm a hungry person that wants to make a lot of money. I just needed to find the right opportunity to plug my work ethic, my hunger, my determination, my creativity into. And it's the opportunity that takes a young, hungry kid like me and can turn you into a multi-millionaire by the time you're 25. So what I do now is I spend all my time looking for other young, hungry people out there that are just like me, never okay with someone telling you what to do, never okay with someone telling you how much money you're worth, but you just need the right opportunity to plug that work ethic and that attitude into. I'm here to apply for that job to help you get into virtual sales where we sell life insurance, we give you leads for free, a script to read word for word, it's not hard to sell. Once you master sales, you can get into a leadership position where your job then becomes, let me find other people to sell life insurance and I just got to train them up. And then as they start to sell, you start to make money off their sales. I've got hundreds, if not thousands of people on our team. You've got the same opportunity, but it starts with plugging in, getting creative, being hungry, making sales, mastering the sales process, and then finding others to teach them the same exact thing. You can make tons of money just selling, multi six figures, just like I did. I made over 300K just selling life insurance. But if you want to make millions, yes, you're going to have to partner with us and grow your own sales team, because the more life insurance that gets sold, the more money that gets made. And it's a whole lot easier to sell a lot of life insurance when you have a lot of people selling it. So if that's something you're interested in, click the link in the description. It's our company overview. It explains what we do, how we get leads, how you get paid, and how you can join the team as well. The interview's every Monday at 8 p.m. It's a big group interview. Join it. I run it live. I go over all the frequently asked questions. I get to know you. We get you started with the hiring process. I look forward to seeing you then. God is great. If you want more content just like this, subscribe to the channel. We got much more coming, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon.